Welcome back to our channel, اسمع English. Today, we're diving into one of the most unforgettable journeys ever told, a story of friendship, mystery, and a hidden world beyond the edges of any map. Join Ethan, Maya, and Sam as they step into a mountain full of secrets, face challenges that test their courage, and discover a valley that changes their lives forever. Get comfortable, open your imagination, and let's begin this extraordinary adventure, the journey beyond the map. Ethan, Maya, and Sam had been friends since their first year at university, three completely different personalities tied together by a shared addiction to adventure. Ethan, the calm strategist, always carried a notebook filled with plans. Maya, the bold photographer, lived for moments that made her heart race. Sam, the easygoing comedian of the group, believed every trip needed at least one ridiculous story. When they graduated, they made a promise. One day, we'll take a trip that changes us forever. That day came sooner than they expected. Chapter 1. The Decision. One evening, while sitting on the roof of their old dormitory, Maya slammed her camera bag on the floor and said, "We're leaving. No more talking, no more planning. We take the trip next week." Ethan raised an eyebrow. "Where exactly?" Sam grinned. "Anywhere we can't pronounce." They looked at each other, and suddenly the idea didn't feel crazy anymore. It felt overdue. They chose a remote mountain region known for its hidden valleys, wild rivers, and ancient legends, a place barely marked on the map. Chapter 2. Into the unknown. Their journey began with a shaky bus ride through narrow roads. Every turn felt like it led them deeper into untouched nature. Wildflowers painted the hills, and the air smelled of pine and cold stone. At a small village, they met an elderly guide named Armon, who gave them a warning. "The mountain does not like arrogance. Respect it, and it will show you wonders." His voice echoed in their minds as they started their hike the next morning. Chapter 3. The River of Echoes. After hours of walking, they reached a wide river whose water was so clear it reflected the sky like a mirror. Maya rushed ahead to take pictures. But Sam spotted something stranger. Whenever he shouted across the river, the echo didn't repeat his words, it changed them. "Did it just say, 'my name'?" Sam whispered. Ethan wrote it down, fascinated. "Maybe it's the formation of the valley, or something else." They crossed carefully, the water freezing around their ankles. On the other side, they found stones carved with old symbols, half buried in moss. Chapter 4. Night of the Lanterns. That night, they camped under towering cedar trees. As darkness fell, tiny floating lights appeared between the branches, dozens of them, drifting gently like golden fireflies. Maya gasped and lifted her camera, but the lights flickered away whenever she tried to take a photo. "They're like shy," she said, lowering the lens. Sam stepped closer. "Or maybe they don't want to be caught." Ethan stared at the lights with quiet wonder. "Whatever they are, they're beautiful." The three friends sat around their fire, talking about life, fears, dreams, and all the things they never said during their busy years. It felt like the mountain itself had opened a space for honesty. Chapter 5. The storm the next day. Clouds rolled in quickly, too quickly. The wind howled, and rain came down in heavy sheets. The trail turned to mud, and visibility dropped to almost nothing. "Guys, we need shelter now," Ethan shouted. They found a narrow cave just as lightning split the sky. Inside, faint drawings covered the walls, ancient scenes of travelers, animals, and a spiral symbol repeated again and again. Maya traced the spiral with her fingers. "Looks like a warning or a path." Sam joked weakly, "Well, as long as it's not a recipe for humans." The storm forced them to stay the night, listening to the mountain roar. For the first time, they felt small. Chapter 6. The hidden valley. In the morning, sunlight pierced the clouds. Following the symbols from the cave, they discovered a narrow passage leading to a breathtaking valley untouched by time. Waterfalls cascaded down emerald cliffs. Rare birds flew in colorful flocks. The air felt warmer, softer, almost magical. "This place, it shouldn't exist," Ethan whispered, but it did. And they were the first outsiders to see it. They spent hours exploring. Maya took the greatest photos of her life. Sam attempted to befriend a goat which rejected him. Ethan sketched every detail. Then they found something unexpected. A stone monument with a familiar spiral carved at the top, and beneath it, 3 figures, 3 travelers. Chapter 7. The Choice. As they stood in front of the monument, a sudden quietness fell over the valley. No wind, no birds, nothing. Ethan felt his heart beat loud in his ears. "It's like it's waiting for something." Maya stepped forward. "Maybe it's reminding us this place shouldn't be taken, only remembered." Sam nodded. "We don't post the photos. We keep this for us." They made a pact not to reveal the location, not to turn it into a tourist attraction, not to let the world ruin it. Some adventures are meant to stay pure. Chapter 8. The Mountain's Trial. Before the 3 friends could begin their journey back, the mountain tested them one final time. At dawn, Ethan woke to a low, rumbling sound, deep, distant, and strangely rhythmic, like the pulse of the earth itself. The sky was painted in pale silver, and a thin mist rolled across the ground, hiding the valley in soft veils. "Guys, wake up," Ethan whispered. Maya sat up, rubbing her eyes. "What now? Another magical light show?" Sam yawned dramatically. "If it's a talking goat, I'm out." But when they stepped outside their tent, they saw something unexpected. A narrow stone path they hadn't noticed before, glowing lightly under the mist. It led toward a ridge on the far side of the valley, one they thought was impossible to climb. "Did this appear overnight?" Maya whispered. Ethan shook his head slowly. "Or did we only become able to see it now?" With a mixture of fear and wonder, they followed the path. The climb was long and steep, and the air grew colder the higher they went. The valley slowly shrank beneath them, becoming a distant green dream, and the world above felt ancient and silent. Halfway up the ridge, they reached a stone archway carved into the cliff. Strange symbols spiraled across its surface, the same spiral they had seen in the cave drawings and on the monument. Sam stared at it. "Guys, this symbol has been following us, or leading us," Ethan murmured. Maya placed her palm on the arch. The rock was warm. When they passed through it, the world around them dimmed. Not dark, just quieter. The wind stopped. The sunlight softened. Even their footsteps seemed muted. And then they saw it. A circular plateau at the top of the ridge, perfectly smooth, as if shaped by hands long gone. At its center was a stone pedestal with a single object resting on it, a small wooden box, old, weathered, and tied with a thin piece of rope. Ethan approached first, examining the carvings on the pedestal. "This isn't random. Travelers came here before us. But why leave this?" Maya asked. Sam shrugged. "Maybe it's treasure. Maybe it's snacks. Open it." With steady hands, Ethan untied the rope. Inside the box, wrapped in faded cloth, lay a simple metal ring ancient, handcrafted, and engraved with the spiral symbol. But that wasn't what shocked them. Beneath the ring lay a thin piece of parchment. Maya unfolded it carefully. Her eyes widened. "It's a message." In rough handwriting, in a language half familiar and half forgotten, Ethan slowly translated, "To the ones who arrive without greed and leave without taking the mountain reveals itself. Carry this ring not as a trophy, but as a reminder. Protect what must remain hidden." The three exchanged a long, quiet glance. Sam broke the silence first. "So, the mountain literally just told us not to snitch." Maya laughed softly, but her voice trembled with emotion. "This place, it trusted us." Ethan closed the box gently. "And now it's asking us to protect it." They placed the box back on the pedestal unchanged. They took nothing. Not the ring, not the cloth, not even a pebble. Instead, they bowed their heads, a silent promise passing between them and the ancient stone. As they walked down from the ridge, the mist slowly lifted, and the valley shone brighter than before. It felt like a farewell and a blessing. When they reached their camp again, Sam whispered, "Now I'm ready to go home." And for the first time on the entire trip, all three agreed without hesitation. Chapter 9. The journey back, felt lighter, as if the mountain approved of their decision. The echoes no longer whispered their names. The shy lantern lights appeared one last time at the edge of the forest, gently illuminating their path. When they returned to civilization, nothing looked the same. Not because the world changed, but because they had. They kept their promise. They took the trip that changed them forever, and they carried the valley with them not in photos, but in their hearts. And so our story reaches its final moment. Ethan, Maya, and Sam began their journey as three friends searching for a simple escape from routine. But the mountain gave them something far greater. They crossed rivers that whispered their names, walked through forests lit by shy golden lanterns, survived storms that shook the earth, and uncovered symbols left by travelers whose footsteps had vanished centuries ago. They found a hidden valley untouched by time, a place that revealed itself only to hearts humble enough to respect it. And in the end, the mountain tested them one last time, offering them a secret meant not to be taken, but to be protected. Their adventure reminds us that not every treasure is meant to be held, and not every discovery belongs to the world. Some are meant to stay in the soul. Now it's your turn. Which moment of their journey captured your imagination the most? Which of the three characters felt closest to you? If you were in their place, would you keep the valley a secret or share it with the world? What do you think the glowing lantern lights truly were? And finally, what meaning do you give to the spiral symbol that followed them throughout the mountain? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you deeply for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share to support our stories. Until the next adventure, keep your curiosity alive and your heart open to the wonders waiting beyond the map.